that job for a duck was my talent. Pushing a broom, while others with absolutely nothing on the ball get all the breaks.
Oh my, it's so nice of you, Lolly, but...
Yeesh. Listen to that ham putting it on.
Well, I'm willing to do anything my public demands.
Anything my public demands. Anything my public demands. That does it. If a long-eared rabbit can be a star, so can a duck.
Okay. Greetings, travelers. This is Mikhail at Mid-Nite Drive-Thru, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club, where we are still waiting for the horror scary bit. Because as it is, if it doesn't show up soon, I am going to be, first of all, very disappointed, and second of all, concerned that perhaps I am the horror. Old man playing teen dating simulator is very creepy. Is very unsettling, and do not want to be part. So, hopefully it begins soon. Let's start. We have our poem from the other day, so let's show to Yuri because she is our best friend. Yeah.
Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face.
Do you like it?
Casey, this one might even be better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday, I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing.
Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery.
Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this.
Used to what?
I don't know.
It's fine. Take your time.
Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah. Just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy.
Are you saying you've never shared your writing before?
Yuri nods.
Really?
I don't believe it. I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me. Well, people are kind of jerks, so you're probably right. But that's no reflection on you or your writing ability. It just means that society is full of lunkheads who need to be smacked upside the face. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to. Monologue there. Do you really think that? Yeah, she does, and she's right. Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? Aw. She doesn't have friends, Casey. That's why she's in the literature club. You were here because Sayori dragged you. But she's here because... why not? There's nothing else to do. Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Casey, you are an idiot.
Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today?
Yeah, I do. If it's with you.
The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife.
the very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. Not too shabby. Not poetry in the strictest sense. It's more prose delivered with a stilting style that kind of fragments it into lines like a poem. But it pays no attention whatsoever to any kind of meter structure. So poems aren't necessarily about rhyming, but meter going all over the place becomes increasingly difficult to classify it as a poem. But that final line, where it brings it back to the writer in a single swoop, that's pretty good. I like that. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. Yeah, I'm not sure if it is metaphorical. I think it's quite possible she has a raccoon friend. Quite possible. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. It could be metaphorical. She could be referring to her interactions with you and the way it makes her feel. But it's also because she is shy and lonely that she actually just befriended a raccoon. Hard to say.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
Oh, that's... Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them.
If that's metaphorical, and it's your more unusual hobbies that you keep to yourself, and it's not just about your interactions with someone like Casey, then the possibilities are a bit more ominous. That's the word I was looking for. I'm getting old, all right? Sometimes it takes me a while to find the right word, but that's the right word. Why do you keep them to yourself? Yeah, that's a good question, Casey.
Because they're embarrassing.
Okay, well, as long as they're not illegal because you're, like, slicing things with a knife.
And people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Casey?
Well, yeah, I guess I do.
I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you, Casey. That's exaggerating a little bit. It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing, but now I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling, and you're to thank for that.
It's nothing, really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. Who should I show my poem to next? Well, let's just go ahead and get it over with. LSP, bring it on.
Huh. Well, I can admit that it's better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort.
Well, that's good.
But I still don't like this at all. It's trying too hard to be serious.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
Poems don't need to be all deep sounding to express something. It's going to sound like you're forcing it unless you really don't suck at it. Honestly, don't bother trying to write poems like this until you're on Yuri's level.
Natsuki stopped short all of a sudden.
Oops.
Whoopsie. Just accidentally revealed that she believes that Yuri is at a high level of expertise and now has to backtrack.
Tell me.
Eh?
You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you?
Actually, yeah, I am. Guilty as charged. What are you talking about? And keep your voice down.
You know Yuri would love this angsty.
Just because she's a talented writer doesn't mean... Looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve, though what I did is beyond me.
I am so done with you.
Natsuki shoves the poem I handed her back over to me.
Take your stupid poem. If you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me.
Ouch.
I didn't actually admit that.
To you I did, but I didn't tell her. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business. Yeah! Listen, Twinkle Toes. Unless I was a mind reader, I was destined to be in a world of pain from the start. It's not really a world of pain, it's just a lumpy space princess getting... yeah, don't worry about it. At least Natsuki wasn't really the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Well, yeah, if I was trying to impress her, I would have succeeded. At least with the poem. She might not think much of me, but you know. Whatever. Who should I show my poem to next? Well, apparently, when I was reviewing the first 2 episodes, I realized that Sayori is the 3rd character that's on the screen that hops around. So any mistakes I made, they weren't Monica hits, they were Sayori hits. So she might actually like what I've got here. To a small degree.
Ooh, I like this one, Casey. It has some nice feelings in it.
Ah, I'm glad. Does that mean it's better than yesterday's?
Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both.
That's not very helpful, you know.
Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. But that's why I just go by my heart.
Aww.
If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem.
I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place.
Yeah, me neither.
She's very likable. Ugh.
Why don't you at least try giving it some thought?
Oh, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet.
Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point.
Eh? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind.
Well, whatever.
Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right?
Neurotic, flighty, slapdash, happenstance, flaky, buffet. Let's go with buffet. Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad.
Happy and sad. I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori.
Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug.
Oh my God!
Make a nice happy rainbow.
See, two of the words from the beginning that I thought were triggering against Monica, but were actually her, were alone and death. And now, wording her responses like this, it sounds like she's really struggling with something and trying to cover it up as best she can. Gosh. Okay. Well, you deserve nice happy rainbows, Sayori. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. Yes, it kind of is.
Eh? It is? Maybe I'm getting better expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Casey. I should go write that. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay?
Okay. Whoa. Okay, immediately, first line, we are into some imagery here. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine, all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all of the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles, all in a row. I'm just thinking about that for a moment. It seems like putting them in a bottle on a shelf, it does allow you to look at them, but at the same time they're more vulnerable out there on that shelf. Wouldn't you rather just keep them in your head? I suppose you need to. Oh, you show your collection to people. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle is starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. Foreshadowing? I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done. I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something, but all I hear is echo, 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 inside my head. That's really sad. That's really sad, Sayori. You make me feel like a rotten person for smashing your shard bottles on the floor. Yeah. Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this? Well, don't say that. Of course she obviously really wrote it.
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever?
Well, it's a deep one. It makes me feel bad for you. It's a good one, though. Yeah, but, I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Well, see, that's because you haven't been paying attention to this girl who's supposed to be one of your oldest friends. She's had some serious things going on in her life and in her mind, and you did the same thing that I did. But I did it because of you. I did it because of the way you read the lines. She's a nice person. She's always trying to be thoughtful of everybody else and putting herself last. And you let her. Man, you're kind of a jerk, Casey. All right.
Monica taught me a whole lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It is not almost kind of creepy, Casey. Will you stop pressing your boot print into her face? She's found an outlet for herself, and you want her to just go back to being the cookie eater. Because that's convenient. That's easier than dealing with somebody else's pain. I just want to make fun of you. I just want to laugh at you and think, yeah, you're goofy, and then I can ignore you, and I don't have to bear the account for any of the things that are happening in your life, even though your life and mine are entwined. I'm not reading it. See? See how it hurts her?
Creepy?
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful, right? So used to you playing that role. Well, never mind. Yeah, I don't want to be bothered. I'm thinking too hard about it. You know, and why would my friend be worth me thinking too hard about something? The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. And that's true. That's true. That was a good poem, but we need to talk.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up.
Yeah. Writing's the best. I'm going to keep writing until I die.
Like I said, we need to talk. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. Again, I'm being forced to read lines of a callous, unfeeling jerk. There are more words that I could use, but language. I wonder if this is one of those times. Clearly not. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Oh, I think you can manage pessimistic just fine.
Who should I show my poem to next? Should it be Monica? Or perhaps Monica, or Monica, or Monica, or Monica?
Hi again, Casey. How's the writing going?
All right, I guess.
I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece.
Ha! I wouldn't count on that.
You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today?
Sure. Here you go.
I give my poem to Monica. All right. This one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style?
I guess so. You can't deny that she's talented.
Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen.
I notice that too. Or when she's talking about literature. It's like a light turns on inside her.
Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on in that head of hers?
I hope you don't mean that in a bad way.
No, of course not.
But she totally does. Totally wants you to question whether or not there's something creepy going on in there.
I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that, you must be pretty into her.
Ah, you completely misunderstood.
Calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend.
Wait, really? Yeah, a fictional one anyway.
Test the water, test the water. Oh, got me a fish. Monica kind of whispers that last part to me. It's just a hunch, but...
Well, there's not really anything wrong with that.
Oh, well, I know. I was just saying. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
All right, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust, an endless poem of meaningless. Load me. Wait, what? Load me?
Okay, save me has one context. It's please help me, save me, rescue me.
But load me? It's either a computer file asking to be read into memory, or else it's a context that's probably not suitable if we want to keep this a family channel. My redneck friend thought that loading the dishwasher meant getting his wife drunk. Sorry. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, it's standard poetry fare, you know. I'm being attacked by imagery, blah blah blah.
but then it just, and it kind of crosses from visual to auditory and auditory to something else, and we don't know because then it turns into a weird computer file thing. Huh. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Ha. I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. Well, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that I'm trying to understand where you're going here. Because this is meta. Because Casey doesn't understand it, and neither do I. No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. That's good, actually. I do like that. I have written things myself where I put a huge pause and use the bottom space of the paper to be my note of finality. So I know what you're talking about. But what's with the save me, load me? Are you a computer file? Are you a self-aware computer file? Because, I mean, Monica, let's step out of Casey for a moment. Monica is a computer file. Does she know it? Interesting. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Ha. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Oh yeah. Fourth wall broken. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Because, hey. Oh, I can't. I can't save. Can I do it from here? Oh, okay. Just, maybe it's grayed out because I'm already selecting it. I think of that as grayed out, but maybe it's selecting. All right. Back we go. You never know when you might change your mind. Well, I'm not planning on doing multiple playthroughs to get every possible outcome here. I could, but I'm not going to record it. Or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Ha ha ha. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. She does her own outro on each of those. Mana's tip of writing for today. Blah, blah. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all. But that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Ah, sorry. I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time.
Hey.
Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea?
Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know. There is no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that.
I agree with Natsuki. I could never, in my life, do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys?
No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So, I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about.
Yeah. It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun.
That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Yeah, they're not convinced. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. Are you trying to cozy up to Monica now, Casey? I totally agree. Unless you're going to write something that's meaningless, you don't take your poetry and just throw your pearls before swine. The masses are stupid and rude, and you're not going to get a good reaction from a random group of people. You share poems with somebody who you think might appreciate it. Yeah, I totally disagree. Totally disagree, but Casey doesn't, so whatever.
I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members.
Ugh.
The least we can do is help them out a little bit.
Well, maybe, but it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Well, she does, but she doesn't know how to give them out. I could tell her. It's too personal. My poems are too private, too intimate. I'm not willing to flash my clothes open at people because that's too personal. You don't get to see that. You get the part that I put on the outside, and that's all you get. It's the same way with your poetry. I'm not just going to spread that out for everybody to just Google at. Oh well. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. That's not something you cheer to, Sayori.
All right.
Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? She don't want either. Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice.
Ha! That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously going to be the death of me. You should pay attention to that sentence. Seriously. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
No way!
Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Exactly, you don't share things like that with strangers. Stranger danger! Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable.
Can I go next?
Aha, of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles.
That was so good, Monica.
Haha, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next.
Ah.
Well, when she did you-wah before, it was when she got smacked in the face with a cookie, so that's where I went with that. But you-wah, Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us.
You can do it, Yuri.
It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Wait a minute. After image was one of the words that I picked in my selections. Is she reading one of mine? Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. I think she's reading one of mine. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. Well, presumably Casey would recognize his own poem, so he should have commented by now if that were the case, so I must be wrong, but it would have explained why she would be so quick to flip-flop, and then she would secretly, after the thing, count on Casey to keep the secret. I'm writing a different story. Sorry. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her, as if she bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation. Yeah. Oh, just what we needed, Casey, for you to jump in and just save everybody. Save me. Load me. Wait, that's different. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. It looks like Yuri is down for the count.
Okay. I guess I'm next then.
Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow.
Sorry, I giggled. It's
Sayori.
a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily?
Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out best that way. It'll come out the best that way.
I see. Okay then.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is, like you have perceived Sayori to be all these years, you thick-headed yabo. It's serene and bittersweet, like she herself is. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Okay, well, maybe there's hope for you yet. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud.
I did it.
Good job, Sayori.
Even Casey liked it. I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery.
I don't really understand.
In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading.
Oh, I know what you mean. I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone.
Then next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more.
Do not trust. Do not trust. You are being very, very mean person. You are trying to... Well, either you are a great leader and trying to bring out the best talents of people in club, or you are simply trying to torture them. I cannot decide. Alright. Let's get the next one. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Oh, excuse me.
We don't have much time before the festival, you know.
Okay.
Now, who's next? Natsuki?
Humph. Don't make me go before Casey. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Casey lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. That way I can feel like a star after I follow this loser.
Natsuki.
It's fine, it's fine. Lumpy Space Princess, what are you gonna do? I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. Because they don't even let me choose real lines. It's just boop, 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 boop. Here's a few words. I do not have to stitch them together like artist. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. Wait, what did you write for today? Oh no! I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway, because these people are generally being pressured by proximity with each other to be polite. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else.
Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, then. That just leaves you, Natsuki.
Yeah, I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
The poem is called... It's called... Why are you all looking at me?
Because you're presenting, dear child.
Huh. Anyway, the poem is called Jump.
Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes, and everyone applauds, because remember I said pressured, proximity, niceness, polite.
She huffs back to her seat. Huh! Finally, you have all got to experience my greatness.
She doesn't really believe that, though.
Yeah, she puts on that front like, you all are all such losers, but in actuality, she really feels like she is a loser, and she's just covering up. So I should maybe be less mean.
Is this game trying to change my personality? I am afraid.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Is it for you to say?
Oops. I actually put a little bit of Mikhail in there.
Is it for you to say?
No Mikhail, just Lumpy Space Princess.
Is it for you to say? You better not make me do that again.
Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people?
I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. Because you guys all know me, and I got things to hide from you because... Never mind. I can put on whatever face I want for other people.
That's true.
But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing.
That's a surprise, Natsuki.
That's a surprise, Natsuki.
Sorry.
I think it would be the other way around for me.
Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting.
Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine, too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy.
She strikes that pose every once in a while. It's like, what are you doing? What are you? You're the only one who does that. Yeah. No problem.
See, he's kind of a... Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day.
I can't wait.
I can do this. I can do this.
All right. I stand up. There's some more of that cutting dialogue game. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club. And impressing Monica. Wait, what? Wait. I've made it quite clear. But of course, Monica was never one of the characters on the poem creating pages. And Casey's character just kind of said from the outset, if we rewind, we can see he didn't feel too good about himself. And I commented on that fact. So maybe we're kind of being driven by the story to try to impress her. But we just haven't been given a chance yet. Huh. Way to railroad me, game. Then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yep.
Look at you two, always going home together like that.
It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
Hey.
Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it.
It must be a little nice, though.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? Yeah, why don't you all come with us? I'll come back to my place. Throw back a couple of sodas, you know? Have a grand old time. How am I supposed to... Yeah, alright.
It's okay, Casey. You don't have to say it.
Whatever. Let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori.
Sorry, I was spacing out.
Ah, no wonder.
I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to...
Sayori fumbles with her words.
So, let's just say that one day, Yuri asked to walk home with you.
Huh?
What would you do?
What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Well... I guess I'm going to go ahead and take Monica's advice and throw in another save. Nothing has happened since then, so yeah, let's go right there. Boom. Boom! We go back. Oh, jeez. Alright. Here's the deal. Wow, I am way overthinking this, I'm sure. If Sayori is my friend, and not a romantic interest, and she knows that, or should know that by this time after all the years that I've ignored her, then when a romantic interest comes into view, she should accept the fact that I'm going to put priority on that relationship over her. And that's normal. So that's what I'm going to say, but she's going to be hurt by it because she is, I think. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? Well, because you got it bad? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down. So, oh, that's smooth. You are Mr. Smooth.
Isn't she so beautiful and smart?
That has nothing to do with what I just said. But Sayori knows you well enough to know that what you just said had nothing to do with what you felt.
Aha! You admitted it!
Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen.
Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know?
Oh, jeez. Look. This is confusing. Okay? We obviously have known each other for years and never formed any kind of relationship along those lines. And clearly, you have
some kind of feelings. They're not necessarily romantic feelings, but you seem to need people. Need them to need you. And the idea of me being one of your oldest friends, phasing you out of that role, is upsetting to you. Need you. Sayori. I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now, 'cause you're dumb, Casey. I've already done it.
Sorry.
Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you.
If you say so.
The conversation trails off, and I'm left feeling awkward. Yeah, it's as though some item of significance has come and gone, and you totally spaced it. But it was kind of her fault for trapping me with such a weird question. Well, if that's what you need to tell yourself to sleep at night, you jerk. I can't just lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. Well, at some point you may have to. If what makes her happy is what you do with your life, as long as it means staying with her, you may have to pick. You may have to make a choice, and sometimes those choices can be unpleasant for somebody. Just man up and do it and be honest. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Well, there is a point, because it's clearly moving in that direction. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Okay, well, unfortunately, it appears that we still have not got to the horrifying, scary part yet. The only horror that we have uncovered so far is teen emotional drama. And that's horrifying enough. So we're going to go ahead and call this a part.
So until next time, this has been Mikhail at Mid-Nite Drive-Thru saying thank you and drive through. And thanks for watching.
Seriously, if it doesn't get scary soon, I'm going to have a real problem.